Hey guys, this is Captain Daniel Kim. In today's video, I'm gonna tread this kind of lightly, right? What do I mean by that? So, I didn't want to make this video at first because I feel like this is a topic that might cause some emotions for you guys who are watching this, but I'm gonna come also from my own personal experience, and it's also a message to myself. So, if it riles you up, it'll probably rile me up too. So I want you to do something for me real quick. I want you to take out your phone real quick and put it on selfie mode, or go to the mirror and look at yourself, and just sit there and look at yourself, right? And I want you to think about the first emotions, feel the first emotions that arise when you kind of look at yourself, right? And then after you look at yourself, look around your apartment, look at your house, look at your surroundings, right? And then it doesn't have to be a full reflection or journaling or anything like that. But after you look at your house, look at where you live, now look at your clothes, look at your friends, look at the women you're dating or the women you're not dating, and just right off the bat, feel what you feel, right? In this moment, right? And even if you have your girlfriend next to you or someone you're dating, whatever, if she's there too, just look at that, right? And see how you feel. And I'm going to open up to you and tell you what I used to feel about myself and lately what I've been feeling about myself lately. So, when I first started this journey called confidence in dating, I remember, to be honest, so like when I started learning it, I started getting results. So, nowadays, if you actually start this game, it's actually easier than before. I actually mentioned this on a video with online dating, social media now. I think a lot of guys actually has been going on dates. It's pretty. You have to really try not to go on dates, and I'm not talking about like. I'm talking about dates with any girl, right? Obviously, we all want to date the most beautiful in the world, but I'm talking about just going on purely dates with any girl that you kind of want. You could go on online, you go on Tinder, you could Bumble and just download or whatever, and you could even kind of go to the bar and kind of do a numbers game, right? Approach a lot of girls possible, whatever, and start dating. So dating has actually gotten a lot easier since when I started, right? So one thing I realized is talking to potential clients or just getting with guys on the phone sometimes, or even on my Instagram comments and YouTube, is like a lot of guys are actually like, they're good. They all say like, I'm good on dating. You know what? Like I'm good. I don't really, I'm gonna focus on other things in my life because it's not like I can't get girls. I could still get them. It's just I need to focus on things. So I'm good. I don't really need any more help. I feel like other things in my life take priority. And once that gets better, then I'll start getting girls. Okay. So this is where I'm gonna talk about my life and see if you could relate to this. So I remember when I started this thing called dating, and I was starting to get results, right? I was starting to date a couple girls that I really liked, more better than way before, right? Before I wasn't getting any girls. So for me, I was in a worse spot than some of you probably, where I was getting any girls. There's no dating app, so I had to really go out there and build my confidence. And I remember I got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm getting girls that, I think they're cute, they're my type, whatever. But there's still a part of me where, especially when like my one of my clients actually always tells me this. He said, when we see a beautiful girl, right? We always think like, okay, like, oh, like she's hard to get or she's really hot, whatever, whatever, right? She might be a hard girl to get. That's why she's hot and all that stuff. But always says that someone else is being intimate with her, or there is a guy that she likes, right? And we have to realize that it's not us at that moment, but some guy is dating her, right? Some guy she's been intimate with, some guy she had feelings for, and all that stuff. So the question is, right? In that moment, you have two choices. You choose to never be that guy, or you choose to find out how to be that guy, right? And I feel like right now, if I ask you how's your dating life, and you say you're good, I don't need any help. Are you that guy? Are you, in the lately the term has been, are you him? Are you the guy who gets all the beautiful women, gets all the recognition, get all the accolades and all that stuff? But like, a lot of guys these days are doing this whole like meditation, radical acceptance and all that stuff. And I'm into that too. I think inner game is very important, where inner confidence, like I am happy where I'm at and all that stuff. But here's the contradiction that I feel like a paradox with that, right? Radical acceptance, be happy where you are, just be good. But there's a difference between radical acceptance and settling, right? So when you meditate on your life, for example, like I just told you, go to the mirror, look around your life, reflect on your life, and you realize like, wait, I'm good, but I'm not happy. I'm good, but I'm not fulfilled. I'm good, but I'm not truly fulfilling my full potential. I feel like I'm missing something in my life. And that has happened to me, and I'll open up to you right now financially, right? So like, I remember I was a Air Force officer. I made it to captain, and I was making almost like 6 figures, right? And I thought making like 5 to 10K to maybe like 12K sometimes. I thought that was a good month for me. Like it's stable income, I get medical service and all that stuff. But once I got out of the military, I started seeing people making 50K, 25K a month, 10K. Even yesterday, I was talking to one of my brother, and I told him what my financial goal is. He's like, "What? You're gonna try to make 20K, 40K a month?" Like it was out of his reality, right? Because he works, in a. I'm not trying to like disbar like what his job is, but he does a normal 9 to 5 job, and normal 9 to 5 job, like to make 20, 30K, you have to be in a managerial position, you have to work really, really hard. But I also know friends in where I live where, yeah, their family's rich, but like I remember one friend said he had $10 million in a bank account at one moment. $10 million, think about that. That's what, 7 figures? Actually, that's 8 figures, right? So like my reality has been just open-minded, right? And once you see something like that, right? And now we have access to all of this. You see it on Instagram. So like, here's another thing you could do. Go on your Instagram, and I'm assuming, yeah, you guys follow a lot of beautiful girls, but look at some of the guys you follow. Is there any guys where you look at, you're like, oh man, I want to be like him, all that stuff, right? So one thing I realized is, why can't you be like him? And I'll tell you the reason why. It's because you're saying I'm good. Because I'm not telling you to be insecure and not be happy with yourself. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying compare. I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna be him. No, there's a difference, right? When I look at some guys, even recently, like there's this really good-looking friend that I went out with, right? And this is the first time I truly saw like really beautiful women, not just average women, like really beautiful, physically beautiful women approaching a guy, and like, because I never seen a beautiful girl like go up to a guy. Usually, it's still like the guy has a try, right? Because she's beautiful. But I saw beautiful women go approach him, and I was literally shocked. I was like, no way. And at that moment, I could have made two choices, like I told you guys before. I could have been like, man, I can never be this guy. He's so good looking. I can never look like him unless, like, what I do. Like, I mean, we actually had the same body, but his face was just, in that moment, better looking than mine at that moment. But I refused to take that route. I said, no, I'm going to game. So I actually ended up, like, talking to one of his girls, many girls that liked him. But yeah, like, he had all these choices, but I still got one of the girls that wanted him, and I was able to make her like me, right? It took more effort. It took more, what do you say, seduction or game, whatever you want to call it. But I had the skill to make a girl who liked my friend to like me, right? And you could be like, yeah, but then you just got what the guy didn't want. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter, right? Like, the fact that I still got a beautiful woman, even though at first she didn't want me, she wanted my friend. And yeah, my friend had to try less, and I could compare myself, all that stuff. But that's not gonna make you go further in life. For example, right now, when you follow these guys on Instagram, you just follow them. Like, don't you wanna be that guy? Like, at least close to that guy, right? Another thing my friend recently asked me, one of my other friends, he asked me, I try to surround myself with friends who challenge me, right? Who tell me the honest truth. They're like, hey man, you're living in Thailand. And I was like, yeah, how is it? I was like, man, it's comfortable, man. The cost of living is low here. Everything's good. And he's like, okay, cool. But I got a question for you. If you had $50 million in your bank account, would you still be living in Thailand? And my immediate feeling, not radical symptoms, not meditation, I'm talking about just that feeling in that moment, right? I said, hell no. Why would I live in Thailand if I had $50 million in the bank account? I'll live in all the best places in the world. Thailand is great, don't get me wrong. But one thing about Thailand, it's like, it's easier to live here. And it gets me comfortable, even with the dating world here. Like, here's one piece of advice. If there's any guy who brags about living in Thailand and he gets all the girls in the world, do not learn from him. And I'm not trying to hate on him. I'm just telling you he's marketing you, because Thailand, girls approach you. If you're a foreigner and you have decent kind of income, like, you might hear this and be like, oh, right off the bat, you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go to Thailand then. Okay, do it then. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're playing on not even easy mode. It's a different world out here. Girls approach you, girls like talk to you, they give you IOIs right off the bat. Like, it's crazy out here, right? But some of you who are watching this are gonna be like, you know what? I don't wanna be good. I don't want to play on easy mode anymore. Because at some point, you guys all play video games, right? Easy mode gets really, really freaking boring, okay? It gets so boring. You feel like you're just like, isn't this something more? I want a challenge. And I think, like, let's go back to the whole self-help meditation thing, right? Radical acceptance is not just meditating and be like, you know what? I accept my life the way it is. I'm gonna be happy where I am. I don't think that's it. I think radical acceptance for me is like meditating in this moment, feeling the emotions what you're feeling, and like feeling good and grateful for where you are, but also understanding that you can be more. And like, I also gave another analogy to one of my friends. I said, a lot of people, like, especially with the body, right? So for me, if you guys know my story, I used to be overweight, right? I used to have a body that I wasn't really proud of. And I got to a decent point where I lost the weight, but I wasn't still jacked. And I always grew up watching Super Saiyan, Rambo, Rocky, and all these Arnold Schwarzenegger things. And I always wanted to have that body. But at some point, I almost gave up. I was like, nah, you know what? It's not for me. I don't have the genetics for it. You know, that guy, like, I remember I used to go to pool parties or festivals and all the girls would touch the guy's abs. And I would be like, that's not me. I don't think I can achieve it. It's just too hard. It's just so hard, right? And I worked my ass off for this body. But, like, there's this choice, right? Like, most people, if you give them, like, hey, you want your current body or your ideal body, the jack body that you always want, you probably have a picture on your phone or on your Instagram where you want to look like that guy, right? If you had to put no work and you could just have one or the other, what would you pick? I think I'm not. I don't want to like BS you, but I think 100% of people will pick the nicer body. If you had to put no work and you wake up and have this body, same thing with money, same thing with beautiful women. And here's the thing, and I'm going to tell this to myself: don't kid yourself that you're good when you're not good. If you know you could have hotter women or beautiful women and have abundance women or a beautiful girlfriend, it doesn't have to be always a multiple women, but you know you could do better. You feel like you need to be hitting above your weight class. Like you need to be stepping up your game. You have to be improving your life. If you're telling me right now you're good with your dating life and you want to focus on other things, how many times have you said that in your life where you're like, you know what? I don't want to go to the max. I don't want to max this out. I'm good. I'm maxed out. It's too much work to max this out. And if that's the way you're going to live your life, how you do anything is how you do everything in a weird way, right? I'm trying to learn that balance too. Like, I'm good in my fitness. I'm good with dating, but now in finances, I'm settling. Like, I'm good with like 10K to 15K sometimes. And like, I'm good. But then everything in my life, I always told myself, you can be more. Like, another crazy story about me, guys, when I used to be overweight, I lived in an ugly world. Like, people, like, I had the first love that I truly loved cry because I liked her. She was so ashamed that a guy like me, could like her. She was ashamed she's cried, right? And I remember when I used to like go out and approach women, I used to go to model tables, right? You know how they used to have model tables at clubs? I would always get rejected by all the model girls. And I remember the model guys would just laugh at me and they would just like look at me, I was nobody, right? And fun fact, at that time I didn't believe this was possible, but now I do modeling, right? Like me doing modeling when I got rejected by the models at the model table, right? And like it's mind blowing. And I realized like this whole reality, it's all been broken. And I think most of you guys are saying that you're good with your dating life because you're getting girls here and there, do online dating, and just watch a couple YouTube videos, whatever. But you don't want to even like go above and beyond your expectations because first, maybe there's a couple things. First, you don't know how great you can be, right? And that's where you need a third person party to look at you objectively and logically. And I'll tell you the truth. If I don't think you can be better than who you are now, then I'll tell you, dude, hey, you're good. Stay where you are. It's all fine. You actually maxed out everything you can. You squeezed all the lemon and made it lemonade. You're good, right? But if you have 2 feet walking, if you can walk with 2 feet, you're not in a wheelchair, you're not a burn victim, you don't have any handicap. To be honest, I'll be straight up with you. You did not max out your value. When I see certain guys at the club, and I always have a special place in the heart, when I see a guy at a club with a wheelchair, or I see a woman going out to parties and stuff, and she's in a wheelchair, or she's some kind of handicap, bro, my respect for them goes 100 beyond. Because I don't know if I could handle that limitation. Like it's being real with you guys. Like when I see a guy who's maybe like a little bit shorter, right? A lot shorter, right? Like that's why I respect some of my clients a lot who are hitting above their belt. I have clients who are short, kill it, right? I have clients who are 50 years old and I'm in my 30s, killing it. And then when I see that, I'm like, yo, I am 33. I have everything possible. I have the muscle. I have everything. Like, what is my freaking excuse, right? My clients who are shorter, who might not be as attractive at the moment, are working harder than me sometimes. That makes me push myself further, right? Like, I have this one client who's like in his 50s, and he's just like he's blowing me out of the water. He's like doing so well in all this that I'm just like, wow, like he's so impressive because he actually working hard, right? And it's making me like, yo, you gotta stop selling. And obviously, resource-wise, he's doing well too. So it makes me understand, like, once you really reach your max, or at least try to reach your max in all categories of your finance, looks maxing, girls, relationships, friendships, social network, everything. I'm talking about everything in your life. If you try to max it out, like your life is gonna be awesome. Not good, great, awesome. If you're settling for your life, I'm good, I'm okay, I need to focus on other things in life, That never works, guys. You can't just be like, I'm gonna focus all on my work, disregard my health. Then you're gonna get fat, and then you're gonna use that money you made to get your health back, right? But game is the same way. With women, you can't just put it on the side. Like, if you guys are looking, like I said, let's go back to that first thing I asked you. Go back to your life and look at your dating life right now, okay? If you are accepting your dating life and you truly feel you're fulfilled in your dating life, okay, turn off this video, whatever. But if you look at your life right now and you feel like you could be more, there's even a single feeling, a 1% feeling, because I guarantee you that feeling was higher before. It was probably at 99% where you knew you could be more, but you're like, you kept pushing away because all the media BS is saying, accept your life the way it is. Sometimes it's okay to settle. Sometimes it's okay to live your life regularly. That's what the great people, the ones who are really successful, that don't want other people to catch up to them because they want to live in their own little bubble of success. That's why they say old money usually don't want new money coming in, right? But you want to start becoming new money, but then eventually become old money where you're a legacy, you're a legend. So when it comes to dating, guys, like you can have that dating life. You can be him. You can be that guy on Instagram you're following. You can be that guy who stole your girl, right? Like don't settle for anything less. Don't settle for good. Like that's not what we're meant to be as men. Like think about back in evolution. Let's say there was 10 women and there's 11 men, right? There's 10 women. No, there's 10 men, 10 women and 11 men, right? Do you really want to be the 11th guy who ends up serving all the guys and being like the guy who doesn't get the girl? Like, do you want to really be that guy who gets no girls and you have to serve the other guys because the 10 women didn't pick you and they picked the other 10 guys? Like, you have to start thinking like that. Now, life is so easy. There is no consequence. There is no death. You could always find a girl, they say, right? But like, that has made us now settle and so comfortable that we settle for anything now. We just go for any girl now. But like now, we even pay for what? If you're not having intimacy, you could pay for it now, right? Or you could go watch an OnlyFans, right? And I think the world has become soft, man. And I feel like if you are saying your dating life is okay and it's good, and that's why you're not going to focus on it and you're not going to invest in yourself, I mean, maybe is there anything else in your life where it's like that too, right? Like for example, money. I'll tell you a good example. I didn't start making money when I got out of the Air Force and I started to do my entrepreneurship. I didn't make good money until I invested in a coach. When I started investing in myself to make more money, that's when I started making more money. When I just try to do it on my own, try to be like, you know, I'm okay. I made $5,000 here. I made $6K here. I got a client here and there. Didn't make any money. I always broke even or even lost money. I told you during COVID, I only had $200 in my bank account. And when I had $200 in my bank account, I had a good friend of mine who was a business coach said, pay me with your first client. Let me trust you. And he helped me make my first $25K a month. And I was mind blown. So I wanted to make this video, guys, for you to understand. Like, let me ask you this question, right? Let me ask you this question then. How's your dating life? And if you right now answered, I'm good, maybe it's time to really think about, do you want to be good? Do you want to settle for good? Or do you want your life to be great? Do you want to be that guy? You want to be him who says, my dating life is freaking awesome. And if you feel a little bit of passion for that, if you that caused some kind of emotion in you, guys, in the description box below, get on a call. One of my team members will get on a call with you, and we're going to figure out if we can actually help you. But here's the thing. If you have that passion and drive to actually make your dating life the best and fulfill your potential as a man, I know we can help you. So guys, click on the link below, get on a call with one of my teams, and make sure you follow me at Dominant Asian Dating, because you might not feel that passion now, right? You're like, I guess it's good, maybe. Well, go follow my Instagram because I'm going to push you. I'm going to challenge you. And this video is not only for you, it's for me, right? Like, I'm working on coaches now. Like, I'm looking for coaches, honestly. I work with 3 coaches, right? Like, guys, especially as men, but just Asian men, we're not meant to settle, all right? Asian men have been put down too long, okay? We used to be the samurais, the emperors, but now we were laughed upon, okay? No more. Take this challenge, guys. Don't settle for good. Don't settle for okay. Don't settle for like, you know what? I'm good with my life right now. No, how about I want to have the best freaking life I ever want to live. Make your dreams a reality. Be him.